What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Hey, y'all coming on in. Y'all already seen the Sunday episode. Y'all already hit me up. Y'all already tried to come. Y'all already tried to come for the smoke for my dog on the low. Don't act like y'all didn't. Y'all already know what time it is. But before we even get into the smoke, I want y'all to get to know the man because everybody from Orangeburg, we know Marco different from. I'm gonna say what the world know Marco as. We know Marco as the. And guys, you come on and hit that like and share button. We know Marco as the artistic genius. Marco was making his own clothes since high school, guys. And when I say that, is no cap. Anybody who went to OW know Marco had his own clothing line, was doing his own thing in high school. Doing his own thing, doing his own thing in high school. That is no cap. So, Marco, so I'm gonna let you come and tell the people about yourself. A little bit about yourself. Okay. And you guys see, we came in the building clean. Tell them about yourself.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, as far as from what people know me as, see me as, I'm a father now. You know, I was a father at 23. Right.
Okay.
So everybody knew Marco from school as the, like you said, artistic, and I thank you for that. That is a compliment because I know plenty of great artists that came before me, and you know their artwork still stood the test of time. You know what I mean? But I'm humble. I am greatly appreciative of the compliment, and every time someone brings me up, I'm greatly and deeply humbled because hell. I feel like if it wasn't for Orangeburg, they wouldn't have given me my creative niche, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I did used to live in Georgia. Came back in came back in '96. That's when I went to Clark. Spent about a year there. Then I went to Howard, and graduated from Howard. Then boom, OW, and then all that stuff. Got into a little bit of hardships, of course, on the not academic, but on the school issues or whatnot. Everybody wanted to speak to me for the art. Dang man, how you do that, man? How you you know what I mean? And the Staleys, my mom took me up there to meet the Staleys before school started, and so I bought all my my little drawings of Nelly, Aaliyah, Murphy, 50, you know what I mean? Like I bought that to them and they asked me, you did all this free-handed? I said, yeah. And they were like big as hell. Like they were freaking big, like poster size boards. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like imagine taking a color pencil, trying to fill all that in, you feel me? And I did it gradually, and I made everything match, and I made everything fit. So it was like, you didn't use a grid or anything like that? I said, no, what is that? What do you mean? They said, ain't no way. They said, by the time you leave OW, we will make you a household name. And I'll be god doggone. You know what I mean? I drew the picture of Alex Barron up there above the gymnasium. That's up there.
It's still there. It's still there right now. It's still there?
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I got a lot of little trophies around Orangeburg, man. Especially around Orangeburg. I did a mural in North, a mural in Bowman, OW. I know the sign is old right now. I did the sign outside. Like when you coming in, welcome to Bruins. The thing, right where the track field is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah. But yeah, that was years ago. You know what I mean? After I graduated OW, went to Claflin for about a year, dropped out, said, I'm gonna move up north. And my uncle was a teacher. He moved down here, and I moved up north with my uncle, and started my venture in life up there. So I spent a little over a year there.
Where
Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Boston. Okay. So I was making some things happen up there in Boston. Got in a little trouble up there as well too. But I still try to keep focused. You know what I mean? Okay. So I can't say too much about what I went on up there. What I had going on up there, but you feel me?
You, brother.
But yeah, I wouldn't have came back to Orangeburg if the TND didn't want me to do a mural on the side of their wall. Like I was gonna do the mural on side of the TND, the Times and Democrat wall.
Hey,
what's happening?
Hey, hold on, hey guys, hey, we're gonna let guests come in, but not right now, guys. I'm gonna let the guests know when they come in. I see somebody was in the guest waiting room. I appreciate it, but we're gonna let you know when to come in. Not right now. Thank you, guys. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, this may be a little long-winded, but I'm trying to give everybody a gist of the origins of Marco before the Marco y'all know me today.
Yes.
Yeah, I came back down to do the mural, and they was like trying to contract me for like maybe it might have been a little over $5,000, and that and at that time money really wasn't an option to me. I was already making a little money, you feel me? But I was like, dang, they was okay. So boom, came down, had to look over the my uncle and them had looked over the contract, and it was like, no, like Marco, like this contract was holding you to a little bit too much. I was like, what you mean? They said if it was a 2 year after I finished contract, basically, if anything was to happen to it, if anybody was to deface it or anything like that, I would have had to flew back down and fix it, basically, on the money that they already paid me. So at this point, I was like, dang, I didn't pay attention to that. You know what I mean? I didn't check that out. You feel me? So dang, so boom, now I'm back here in Orangeburg, and I was looking like, dang, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get my money back up, you know what I mean, do what I'm supposed to do and take my ass back up there to Massachusetts. But in the midst of that, I got comfortable. I had my child, and his mom went to Winthrop. That's what got me up here in Rock Hill, and I've been here ever since 2009.
And that is Winthrop is a really cool city. It's really different, real laid back. Boy, Marco, I tell you what, I ain't never had this many damn people in a fucking guest room. Okay. So excuse my language, y'all, in a guest room. But
yeah,
I want to say that, okay. So you get up there, cause like I said, we all know you from artists, so you get to Rock Hill. So I didn't know that the reason why you went to Rock Hill was for your I guess at that time your old lady, your child's mother. So you go to Rock Hill for that. So why did Claflin work out? Did Claflin work out? Yeah.
The tuition, basically. You know what I mean? It got like I could afford like the first half, then it was like, I went to try to get financial aid and everything, and that stuff just wasn't adding up and adding out. So I was like, you know what? I got this idea. I got my clothing line, moved up north, got a trademark and patent. Thanks to my uncle, he helped me and everything on that level. But yeah, I was, I knew high school shit, and I was street savvy. But when it came down to contracts or whatnot, I wasn't too literate in that area. But I was always a good listener, whether I went to sleep in class or didn't do my work. You know what I mean? I heard stuff, but it's just that I learned differently. You know what I mean? Being that I'm an artist, I learned differently, which gave me some complications in school as well. Instead of working against children, you should work with children to find out what makes them tick instead of failing them. And people don't have the patience to deal with people who have not autistic ladies, artistic abilities. But shout out to the autistics out there. Keep pushing, keep fighting, doing what you're doing. Y'all be patient with these children.
Correct. And I totally agree with you, because just like I gave Jazz the credit for being a tattoo artist, and you was on there too, and I saw you about to go in that direction too, because I'm like, and shout out to Jerry. I'm sorry I didn't know, because for the longest times when I thought, and shout out to Ariel, who I didn't know neither, but when I think me and my era, when I think of Orangeburg Wilkerson artists, OW artists in particular, I think of two people. I think of Jazz and I think of Marco. Like that is just being honest. Those are two names that shout out to Jerry again, because I was very newly and receipts were given to me to let it be known what was what. But you always been that guy. So we go on, because like I remember you disappeared for a little bit, then you came back. So, Mark, you do your thing. So, because I also see you got into where did the body painting come through? Was that something that you started, or that's something somebody introduced to you?
Yeah, that there is a venture. What happened was, I was, still doing my clothing line thing, and I got this local group up here, that did music or whatever. So, I used to make beats and everything else too, like that. I'm a writer, songwriter, producer as well.
And you also just dropped the EP called
the Blue Heart.
Bam.
Called the Blue Heart, and
it can be found
on YouTube. Look up Penguin's Igloo, and it'll basically have my my playlist up there, and a few of my snippets of my podcast on my talking points and whatnot. I haven't uploaded everything because I went live too many times. I ain't gonna say too many times. I think I went live as much as needed to try to get my point across. Okay. But as far as the body painting, people know me from doing, being an artist, clothes, and this, that, and the third. Publicly, safely, right? That's who's the go-to guy for that? Okay, Marco. And I would like to send a shout out to everybody that has ever tagged me in things, have gotten me business, and Black women I want to make this clear. Black women still is my main clientele because women spend the money, right? Correct. So,
hold on, Marco. But let me tell you something, Marco. You got some I'm trying to use the correct word. You got some let's just say you have some, I won't say haters. I won't use the word haters. You have some I'm trying to think of the correct word to use.
Detractors.
Detractors. There you go. That's the best word. Detractors. Right. And I want to repeat. Marco just said Black women are his biggest clientele.
Yes. Which means I listen to you ladies. Which means I hear what you ladies speak about. And I've dealt with a great deal of women myself, which means I have firsthand experience in dealing with Black women. So a black woman can't tell me about a Black woman. You know what I mean? I can't live in your shoes. No, I cannot. I don't know what it's like to be a woman. I don't know what it's like to be feminine. I do not have estrogen. Well, everybody to a degree has some type of who the fuck calling me, man? Why is this person calling me? To a degree have, some type of testosterone and estrogen. You know what I mean? That's what makes humans, human beings, you know what I mean? But yes, women is still my greatest clientele, because like I said, they spend the most money. But as far as me and the clothing situation, I'm gonna lead into, this is a segue to the body painting. But what is this? But I was like, dang, I needed to do something different. What can I do different? I was like, okay, let me hit somebody up to make sure, I'm scrolling through YouTube, scrolling through Instagram, and I said, boom, because a few people have hit me up on some face painting, and I never thought about body painting. Then I'm like, okay, let's see where this will go. So, I was, inboxing a few females that, that I figured wouldn't mind doing it. And my first person was my road dog, Whitney Adams, Valencia Adams. She was the first person that actually kicked it off. And I'm still in a great deal of gratitude for her for that in that matter. So that's what got me into the body paint. I just wanted to do something different, you know what I mean? And staying focused. And I know a lot of people want to say, Marco, how can you stay focused? Marco, man, ain't no way I'll be a woman to stand in front of me, blah, 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 and you know what I mean, yada, yada, yada.
It's hard, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's hard. I seen some of them models.
Yes, sir. I feel you, man. Yeah, there's some pressure. There was definitely some pressure. But, once again, that's like going to the strip club. You have to conduct yourself, especially when your money is on the line. You know
what? So, when it comes to money, you be surprised. Everybody bring everything in. Everybody calm everything down now because I got to get this paper first.
Oh, most definitely. So before you take off of my plate in my eating and me feeding my children, it's my money first. You know what I mean? You can keep your personal feelings to yourself, or how you feel about me, the compliments. I appreciate it. Thank you, ladies. But I'd stay focused and paint a nipple or two.
Okay, so you get into that. You're doing that pretty good. Because I'm just going off of how I want to say it's how social media viewed it. Because this is how I look.
Yes, sir.
You're doing that.
Yes,
I remember
sir.
you doing that. You popping that. Then all of a sudden, because before you had the podcast,
Yep.
you just started going lives with strong opinions. Because my opinions are strong too, but your
Yes.
opinions were like strong time 5. But and I also understand because you was going through something at the time. I'm not gonna speak on that. You go through something at a time, and a lot of guys can relate to that. So because that's very passionate. Everybody know how it is when it comes to fatherhood. So those are different. So when did the transition happen to where Marco turns into? I'm going to say because this very before Kevin Samuels was really popping like that. You had these strong opinions. To be honest with you, this very before it was really popping like that.
Thank you. Hey, thank you for noticing that. Because people say, "Oh, KS." Nah, I was popping off before. I was popping off before Kevin. It's just that when people find their niche and they want to push this, that's like being popular, right? You got plenty of people in your area that does the same thing, but which one would actually gravitate faster? You get what I'm saying? Like which one would actually? You may have a guest that may throw your podcast through the roof. You get what I'm saying? And I may have a guest that may throw my podcast through the roof, depending on the topic, depending on the commentary, right? So that's basically what happened in his situation. And the fact that, they said that he was speaking to men 3 years prior to him transitioning over to, speaking to women.
He was.
Right. All right. So my thing was when I realized what was going on, when I had my third eye opened, when I had my Doctor Strange, opened up. Let me see. Oh, let me turn it down. My fault. I got you on my other phone as well too. But anyways, so when it came to me speaking, it was like, I was going through issues with child support. And I was like, there's no way the system do and treat men the way they treat men. So I started studying, I started reading, and I started looking up things, which broadened my, vocabulary. I got like endless affidavits to DSS, and y'all can look it up. Marco files, Marco, D Keitt files lawsuit, and like I literally was gonna sue DSS. You get what I'm saying? Like family court, because it's a racketeering and extortion at its finest. But
it is.
I was like,
it is
exactly. So I don't see how women don't understand that that's racketeering and extortion. And I find it ironic that Jennifer Hudson is going through the same thing. Halle Berry, Adele, all of those women, yes, are on child support. You can look up the articles of them saying how much and how horrible child support is because they was paying child support to their ex-husbands or ex-boyfriends.
Yes, they were. It's mighty funny how they found it. I find it funny how all of a sudden they found it. Oh Lord. Somebody we gotta.
What we got?
Gotta block somebody. But it's okay. They'll get blocked. But
I can't see the comments. I don't know how you see the comments.
No. This is something. This is something crazy. But
oh wow! Oh, I see all of that. That's crazy. It's in the private chat.
Yeah,
it is.
I think it might be a we're gonna know that it might just be a I hate to say a scam, but like a almost like somebody got some kind of system or something like that. I don't know how to get rid of them, but it'll be okay. But anyway, well, hello. Hello. Oh, I can bring you right back.
Okay.
Hello? Are you back?
Okay, we good. Okay.
Yeah, and guess what? And I got them I got that.
You got
that person out
trolls?
here. Yeah,
You got trolls out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a YouTube troll. God dog, Marco, you broke my first troll. Marco,
It's all good.
because I got my first. I don't trust this Shay Thompson person either, Marco, because I got my first troll. But so lost Marco on YouTube. Thank you, Marissa. We got him back now. We had to handle a troll situation, but we all good now. Okay, so back to this DSS thing, and you filed a motion on DSS. Talk about that.
Okay, multiple affidavits I filed towards DSS because they're the ringleaders of. They're the ringleaders of child support. Say it again. No. Out of they're the ringleaders out of this whole situation. Because it's like, I'm gonna give y'all the rundown. Y'all hear me on this, okay? The fact that the USA is a no debtors, we basically have a no debtors prison, right?
Okay.
Basically saying it's like if you owe these type of people, if you owe this company, this, that, and the third, they can civil suit you, but to a degree, like you're not supposed to go to jail for quote unquote owing, money. But what they did was found a loophole to actually make child support. Like they'll have you for violating quote unquote fake court order.
Wow.
That'll put you in jail. Because think about it. If the USA is a no debtors prison, but we got the most people locked up for nonviolent crimes in the freaking world. We're the only country that, everybody else didn't implement it too, especially people in France going through with it, London, all the other, little places or whatever. Hell, even in China and Japan, they all done got wind of it and just messing everybody up, just messing all the men up. But yeah, I sued them and they basically said, you're still obligated to take care of your child. But I'm like, I never ran away. I'm like, who are you to tell me I'm not a good daddy? Who are you to tell me that this is what you're supposed to be paying? And basically, that's it. We're going to leave it up to you to have your own morale to do more for your children. But yet still, this woman is suing you. Now, mind you, these men are going into court blindfolded because they're already coming with attorney state generals. They're already coming with their lawyers. So we're already outnumbered unless we lawyer up and get, get our own lawyer to actually try to fight. But once again, I was blindsided. I took things into my own hand. Like I said, I started studying, I started reading, and I started seeing all the loopholes and all the illegal bullshit that they was putting into this paperwork. So I started filing motions and filing in the Constitution. There's a whole bunch of things in the Constitution of America that should be able to protect people against DSS, Title 4D, all of that other good stuff, But I got into all of that, and I was like, man, okay, if I can't get through to them, maybe I can get through to the mother of my child.
Yeah.
But being pig-headed, stubborn, that shit went left. As always. She said, I don't care if you're living in a cardboard box, you're going to pay child support.
And I got a question.
I don't care. Go ahead.
Now, did you guys work? Now, this young lady, the mother of your child.
Yeah.
Was she a younger lady or older?
Yeah, she was younger. Yeah. We were still the same, about 4 years younger than me. That's it.
4 years younger than me. Do you think that though? I'm not gonna ask that question because I don't want to. I want to put in that box. I'm gonna just make a general statement, but not about her particularly, because I don't want that to come back. Do you think societal? Do you think that sometimes that women have child support is actually for a good reason? Child support is meant for non-active fathers to help financially take care of their child. That's what it's meant for. But I think women have tried to weaponize child support. And that's an issue coming in. The women have tried to weaponize child support. But this is the thing. A lot of guys who need to be on it ain't on it.
and I
find that weird.
If you look, those will usually be the quote unquote popular guys, the ones that actually literally go upside women's heads, if that makes any sense. You know, those are the type of fellas who actually really don't give a damn, and those women who they had children by probably got somebody else to help take care of the children, or just relying solely on government assistance, saying, fuck a nigga, I don't need him. Because as long as I'm taken care of, damn him. As long as his name is on that piece of paper, whatever comes to him will come to him.
Okay. But I'm make sure I made this clear. Shout out to the two mother of my children. I don't have those kind of issues. I don't have those kind of issues, and on both sides, they are great. We are great co-parenting.
Co-parenters.
We are co-parenters. Situation that I know I'm truly blessed. Shout out to them. But okay, so you do that. That's a lot. I did not know you went through that.
Yeah, man, and it gets deeper. You know what I mean? It gets deeper. You know, throughout the years, I posted certain things I probably should have kept to myself or within, you know, like off the internet or whatever. But, you know, when you don't have nobody else to really talk to or to vent to, where else would you know, put out your public, you know, just express yourself, you know?
Yeah.
They always want to tell men to not say anything or keep it between you and her. But when women get into their feelings and their emotions, they don't mind telling the whole world. And especially now, if some shit come back wrong and you done basically slandered this man's name, that apology need to be as loud as the accusations.
It never is.
It never is.
Bro, it is the thing, bro. It never is. And the thing that I must say is that I'm about to block them. I get them out of there too. The thing that I must say, the thing I actually get them out of here.
You got more trolls?
Yep. Marco.
Yes, sir.
You brought the trolls, bro. Bro, I never had trouble. Marco, I ain't never had trouble. Hey, I love it though. I laugh at hey, guys, this is my first time banning somebody I had to ban 2 people from the studio today. Ever. Yeah. First time ever. Hey, that's meaning you cooking. But they out here both on. But okay, so But I like your message, and like you said, sometimes I think you might have done some things. Looking back at it, you might have said some things in the heat of the moment, like the moment had just happened, like the moment just happened. And when you say that, when you address it right then, well, you getting that raw. I'm mad. Blank the world. Right. I'm upset. It just is what it is. Right. But so you did it. But you say you actually regret some of that stuff you said though.
Yeah, because I would say to the public that makes me look angry and bitter. Okay. But once again, when I backtrack and actually look at some of the things that I say, you know how you scroll through your social media when you open it up, you said this 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you post that, you know what I mean? And if my thing is, if I still felt this way 10 years ago that I feel now, and even more stronger, that I have more proof of. Mind you, I'm not coming up with this shit out of my ass. You know what I mean? Like, you can't make half of this shit up, because I don't understand why people act like our women are above reproach. Like, you can't speak to them the way they need to be spoken to. Okay. And I find it ironic that we have some of the foulest mouths women in history today, but they want you to still speak to them like children. Don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like that. Who the fuck you think you is? Don't. But then that's when they get to cursing. That's when they get to raising their voices. But if we get to raising our voices as loud as theirs, guess what comes after it? Some type of physical altercation. Because if we take that same energy to a man, you raise your voice, I raise my voice, it's gonna be over. It's a fight. You know what I mean? All right, we got to take it outside. Like, don't come at me with that type of energy. You're a woman. Stay in your place. I'm a man. I stay in my place. I don't put my hands on you. We can have disagreements without any physical altercations as well. But we got a strong group of women, who don't mind saying, I don't mind fighting a man. I'll beat a nigga ass.
And they say that, and it's really not cute. When they say that, it's really not that cute
at all.
When they be saying it. Okay, so you go through this. So is this when doing this whole process? Is this when the awakening happens?
Yes, basically, because I was looking around. I was like, okay, if I do things the legal way, and in law, there's no such thing as how they say it, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So after I did my homework, filed my affidavits, went back to the clerk of county and filing this, filing that. This is what you're doing. You lady, clerk of county, you are an accomplice to this racketeering scheme. You are an accomplice to this degradation and defamation of people's liberty and rights. You know, title, was it 1983 USC? That's the Civil Rights Amendment. It's that should protect every person, every American against child support laws. Because think about it. You and that person laid in bed, not you in the system.
Correct.
So what's the purpose of bringing in somebody that's not going to help it? You know, child support has been implemented in our lives for how long now? And it hasn't solved everything, just made people...
A long time.
It just made more people bitter and more people angrier. It just made people more violent. It just made people unreasonable. And we haven't gotten too much of anything solved ever since, especially, you know? When they gave women the freedom of choice, that's when everything really went to hell to a degree too. Like everything adds up, you know?
Now, when it comes to me, I'm a little indifferent. People have said to me that I believe that I wouldn't even say awakening, because I'm like that sound. I think I came to just being up. Sometimes we can have the truth, we just don't speak it. I think I started speaking the truth within the past probably 2 years, and I told somebody this too, because I don't have this story like a lot of guys have. Like I give this example of like even my son's mother, even before him, my daughter's mother. I've never once said woman, get in the kitchen and cook. Those words have never come out my mouth. But I carry myself with a certain respect give and respect receive thing. I've never said that, but I've always came home, or I've always had cooked meals. I've always had they in the kitchen cooking, working or not working. But I've never had to say that. And I call it now. The one thing I stood for Kevin saying, and I want you to elaborate on this, we had a conversation about this.
Okay.
I called it the color purple method. And I call it when every time women hear something, they think the most extreme example. Like a guy said, like I said, I like gender roles. Pause. Like I think I should take out trash. Women be like, but what if I work 16 hours and you've been home? I said, but that's just stupid. If you work 16 hours and I ain't got me nothing to eat by itself, that don't even make sense. I said, you just took your time to think of the most extreme example. Just to try to prove a point. Like, bruh, stop it. It's okay. Like gender roles are okay. I'm like, and I think some of this thing, I want you to really elaborate. I think some of this stuff cap, because I think most women, I take it back. I believe all women are feminine by nature. I believe it's just not all men to bring that femininity out of that particular woman, maybe.
All right. That's basically saying, I hear what you're saying. You're right. To a degree, because every woman who was born a woman is a woman, so that already gives you your feminine qualities, because you have a vagina. You know what I mean? You can't. There's no getting around that. Woman, you have a vagina. You know what I mean? So now, when you say that, That's like a man saying, well, I'm going to turn on my masculinity when you're ready to turn on your femininity. How fair does that sound? Like, if we're able to turn off our masculinity because we feel like we're not getting the femininity we deserve from our women, they will call us what? Little bitches. Oh, you want to sometime be a man. But when somebody come knocking on the door, if there's a bump in the night, somebody try you, somebody, disrespects you or your lady outside of your house, in your house, whatever the situation may be. You know what I mean? That masculinity has to be always ready and on go. There's no compromising in that situation. There is no compromising in that situation. A man has to be a man, especially if he has a woman. He's taking on full responsibility in her protection. Because, like what they say, they used to, for the Christians out there, when men let go of their daughters, they let them go to who? A suitor. Their husbands, basically. But we don't have men like that no more, giving our daughters away to suitable men, which is why they're making the mistakes they're making, because and choosing men based off of their emotions, sex, swag, dick size, how well he can provide, if he can provide. Is he a good kid to anybody else's kid? His kids. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely a great deal of fuckery out here between men and women. And I feel like this time and age, like the modern men today are actually trying to make that correction. And if we got to step on some ladies' toes, I'm sorry, ladies, these toes that have to be stepped on, because if you had fathers in your lives, these fathers will tell you the same things that I'm telling you, that Tommy Sotomayor tells you, that Kevin Samuels tell you, that all these other people that's in the manosphere tell you, because father wants what's best for what? His children, which means that's his legacy. I'm not about to let you go to a knucklehead that's not good enough to for your hand in marriage, which means we'll have to scope the men out first, because if we let you go about your way and figure out, oh, but I love him, and now they're going to have to elope and probably do some damn Capulets and the Montagues and, you know what I mean, and the Shakespeare thing, Romeo and Juliet type of situation, right? So now they're going to have to go off and do their own thing or whatever, and the families don't even agree. Like, that's technically what we have here today. But the thing is, they're telling men that men are leaving these homes. Men are creating these broken homes. My thing is, there was never a home to put you both in the first place. Most of us had children got conceived in the backseat of cars, in hotels, in your mama's houses, grandmama's houses. So there was never actually a home for us to really put you in. So now you're expecting men to grow up, and you didn't require him to at least put you in a grown-up situation to whereas now you can say you can fall back on this guy, because why? He had your protection first. He had your provision first. He showed and he proved that this is what I want. You are who I want. And there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, if the relationship goes sour and the man turns his back on you and the children, then I say, okay, fuck it, put him on papers. You know what I mean? Because he vowed himself to you. And I'd feel the same way when the women, if they just want to just file divorce, and women initiate over 70% of the marriages. So if you guys feel like there's file an irreconcilable difference, or you're just upset, or you just can't deal with that man anymore, I think you should stay your ass there regardless, period. Damn your happiness at this point. These children, if you messed up, your children needs to be a better set of you and him. You're supposed to be raising people that's going to be the direct reflection of your hard work, of your integrity, of your parenting. You get what I'm saying? So they can make a better place and a better society and a better community for the rest of us. But we're having degenerates having a bunch of degenerates. You get what I'm saying?
I keep saying. Go ahead.
I don't want to take. Go ahead.
I get what you're saying, and no, hey, Noah, I want you to cook. If I got you on here, I want you to cook. But this is my thing. But now, I would agree with you on the divorce for the most part. But me going through my situation I'm going through now, sometimes I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer in this that like you shouldn't be divorced for no reason, no matter what. I believe in divorce and certain things that I believe that when things happen, I don't think people should be together. And I might not be as simple. Like I tell somebody, people are crazy. Sometimes I might not think. I don't think cheating is enough for a divorce. But I think if you put cheating on top of this, on top of that, on top of this, on top of that, on top of this, on top of that, that's one thing. But just strictly, if the only issue, the only problem is cheating, I'm like, I ain't on both sides, and they be like, oh, I feel like both sides, but okay, but like, just cheating, no. But this is my thing. I laugh about women. I'm gonna ask you a question. How often do you have your son? I'm gonna give you an example. How often do you have your
every
son?
day? Every day, right? They're in the house with me. Yeah, my son and my daughter.
You saying they're in the house with you, right? So if a girl was talking to you, just a female friend, I don't know your situation right now. You might be Buddha, so we're gonna say this is a example. If you was a young lady, you were talking to a phone, young lady, she would hear your kids in the background, or she would hear, hey, hold up 1 second. Let me check on my child. Hold up. Hey, give me 1 second. I gotta, see something going on with my son, right? I'll just, hey, let me call you back. My son will walk in the room. I tell these girls, if you talking to a man that say he got kids, they live in the same city, because if a child is like out of state, that's a little different. Live in the same city, and you don't never hear a child in the background. You don't never hear say, let me call you back. You don't never hear nothing about the child. Why are you surprised when you have a child with this man? This man will take care of yours. You ain't care nothing about the other child. You never heard the other child. Right. This man got so many kids. How you ain't never heard? You ain't never heard a child in the background. You never heard a man say nothing about his kids. So you think you have a child with him is going to be different? Why?
Well, to me, I think women are faith-based, emotional-based. They want to keep hope alive. They want to live that fairy tale dream. They want to live that maybe he'll change for me. Maybe he'll do right by me and my children. Maybe, just maybe, completely ignoring all the signs. Completely ignoring the fact that him using your car, eating your kids' juicy juice, then you get pregnant by it. Now he wants to leave, or you kick him out because he's not doing. And that's one of the things. When you're dealing with somebody solely by themselves, you and her, all y'all got to do is, all y'all worried about is just taking care of each other, making sure you guys okay. You need something? No. Boom, boom, boom. Sex, relationship, kiss, lovey-dovey. Okay, good, great, fine. But when children comes into play, that means they're gonna they're gonna want more of your time, not intentionally directed towards the person you had it with, but to something else. You get what I'm saying? Like into the entity y'all created together. They would always expect something from you that, let's just say, if you're a man, you think differently. She's a woman, she thinks differently. Your parenting may be different from her parenting. So someone's always going to want something more out of somebody. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And if somebody feels like, I don't have to do that. It's like if a woman says, I want to get my son or my daughter these new Jordans, and you say, nah, they're good in some Reeboks. I've seen women put men on child support because they felt like their child deserves Jordans, not Reeboks. So that's why I don't advocate for child support, because at all, period. Because if you can just have anybody run down to those courts and put anybody's name down on the paper without doing their due diligence, without giving them their due process, like I feel like that's a bad-ass system. That is a flawed system. Give that man give that man a probation period, 6 months to a year, to make sure he get his act together before you actually successfully sue him. I've never heard that example before. Now that's a good example, because I also had shout out to D-Lot and shout out to J-Way. Those guys even had a suggestion, because we had a whole "What if you found out the baby wasn't yours" episode, and dudes was calling in, and dudes, shout out to the guy, shout out to D, shout out to a few people calling, found the baby wasn't theirs. Shout out to Q, he came on too. That
girls had put babies on them to find it wasn't them, and even try to put them on child support and find one hit them in that part. And they were talking about even if the child yours, they feel as though even on child support, they felt as though once a month you should make both parties have a sit down, almost like a psychiatrist, sit down and talk about how's parenting going, how's co-parenting going, how's the situation going. Just have somebody to talk to every month. Almost like hold people accountable. And when he said that, it made so much. Like I said, man, that's a great idea. But the system's not gonna do nothing to help fix the system because you keep going through these things. But you know what, guys? You know we can work this out. Besides paying the city, what is it? $10 per payment? What is it? $15 per payment? You gotta pay the state.
Well, it depends. It depends on what state, and that's what pisses me off about child support too. Child support laws, it's not a straight through thing. Oh, no, that's how iffy. That's how iffy and real circumstantial this system is. Now we gotta look state by state, county to county, and not only that, judge by judge. Yep. Which means these judges could do anything however they want to because you're on a lower level. They will do anything to stop you to get to the Supreme Court. There was a few child support cases that was overthrown that actually said child support was not in the best interest of the mother, father, nor child. It is merely a yardstick to collect government funds. They don't give a fuck, damn, or hell about the mama, daddy, or the child. They just want their money. So some say 6%, 11%. I find it odd that there's no cap on how much a man pays in child support. But if a doctor fucks you up on a delivery table, there's a cap on how much doctors have to pay you. You don't know that.
No, I do know that. I do know that. But the fact that you said that put it in a different perspective. Yeah. I got a question about this. Since we cooking, let's cook.
Yes, sir. Oh, I want to throw out this disclaimer, please, ladies. I do not bash women. I don't believe in bashing women. I believe in you bashing yourself and men commenting on your actions.
Correct.
The fact that you guys are so bold enough to put the things that you put out on social media and think that the men you want to choose you would just sit back and let it just go on is the reason why the society and the community is messed up the way it is. So now you got upstanding guys, standing up guys like me and Marvin here. We're trying to, do our best to bring in. Let's have these conversations. Let's have these uncomfortable conversations because it starts with us first. So I do not bash you, ladies. I only bring to the forefront of what I recognize, what you can do. I recognize the double standards, and I recognize what men can do, and I recognize the double standards in that. And I feel like women, and I don't feel like, I know, because I've seen it firsthand. Yeah. Women won't take account on what's really going on until somebody they love has been affected by it, like their sons. And this is one of the only reasons why I'm doing this, because ladies, you have daughters. Ladies, you have sons. If your son runs across a vindictive, spiteful woman as yourself, and you may not even see it as yourself. And I know a lot of women will like to say, not all women. Well, that's basically a scapegoat. That's basically a passive argument to say not all. And I generalize because I say women for a reason. That make these people say, well, if I don't do it, I know so-and-so that does it, which means just because you may not agree or you may not have done it doesn't mean that you don't know somebody that has. You get where I'm coming from? And these people want to say, they want to bring out all of the good attributes in our women and say, and generalize it and say, yes, it's us. Us. Yes, that's us. Go queen, go this, go that. Hold on. Go queen, go this, go that. But when it comes to the critiquing and the criticism, it's don't say this, don't say that. Now it's your delivery. But anytime you critique and criticize anyone, especially of the female gender, they'll tell you to be quiet. So ladies, no, I do not bash you. I just recognize and post the things y'all can get away with and the things us men can't. So if you feel bad about it, saying, oh, that's bashing, take a look at who's actually posting this type of stuff proudly. Take a look at your sisters. Take a look at your moms. Take a look at your aunties, even your grandmas, you know, because I guarantee you the same stuff that we dislike our women for, you know a black woman yourself that has done the same thing to you.
And that's my thing. And that's my thing when it comes to like, just speak the truth. And
yes.
let me tell you something. I'm going to do a disclaimer too.
Yes.
I've seen with my own eyes now. See, because I've been single now for a year, almost 2 years, like a year and a half almost.
Okay.
I've been single for a year and a half, and I must admit this for the guys who want to see it, bro. Some of that stuff them girls be talking, it be just cap. It be a cap, bro. It is some very successful, within their own right, successful single women that let me tell you, it's crazy about the word submission. I had a whole argument with a group of young ladies. Not an argument. We had a discord. I won't say argument. And they said they hate the word submission. So I said, why you hate about the word submission? I said, what do you think what do you think it mean when you hear the word submissive? Of course, again, you know what they did? Color purple. He gonna tell me to this and that. So I said, watch this. So I gave him an example, right? I give him an example without even an example. I said, hey, I didn't say please. I didn't say nothing. I don't see. I said, hey, pass me the water right there. You gotta pass me the water. I said, thank you. I didn't say nothing. I said, hey, I said, thank you. I said, now you know that being submissive. I asked you to do something. Well, no, I didn't ask. I told you to do something. You did it. I just didn't say it with a. I told you to do something. You did it. That's being submissive. They're like, that's different. I said, no, it's not different. But y'all programmed to hear the word submissive and just think the most extreme example.
Right.
No, if I say non-combative is non-combative. I'm not dealing with a combative woman.
Right.
I don't care how you chop it up. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not dealing with a combative woman.
Right.
But I say if your man don't want you to be submissive, I can't say check your man because every guy different. But I'm not one of them guys. And I just try to teach ladies. Then I just try not teach them. I'm not teaching nobody nothing. But I'm trying to have a conversation because then someone be trying to figure out what's going on, and I'd be like, it might be you.
Right.
It could just be you, and that's okay.
Facts.
It just you, because a lot of stuff, like I had an argument with somebody, not an argument, by Kevin Samuels, and they said they hate Kevin Samuels. I said, me and Kevin Samuels disagree on one thing. And they said, what's that? Because we from the South, I just don't agree with his whole dress size thing. Besides that, I'm all the way 100% with him with Kevin Samuels because, you know, I size 5, I'm gonna have a wagon in the back to get up in that 5. He want 1s and 2s. We want 4, 5s, and.
I get it, but understand the complications of saying we love voluptuous women. These voluptuous women, you know, the average size of a man's Johnson is probably what, 5-6 inches to a degree. You know what I mean? Theoretically, right? Normal. So the bigger our women, the more penis she's gonna require.
I don't think so.
Hey, man, come on now. We got to get between thighs and I done had a couple BBWs in my life too. You feel me? Now listen. I understand you trying to fight for the women, but I'm gonna tell you, hey, ain't nothing wrong with the pushing. I'm not. I'm gonna let you go. The reason I say that, the reason why I say that, because I'm gonna be very PG. Okay. Oh, got you.
I'm gonna be very PG, but I'm just sit right here. I've had all spectrums. I have had one this big right here.
Likewise.
That can take a broomstick. Then some this big that can't take a.
It couldn't take nothing.
A Vienna sauce.
Right. I think they just acting, man, because big women get penis, but they don't get it as much as, you feel me? But then again, a man to stick is, you feel me? A man to stick his Johnson into everything, you know, if it feels good. Anything, if it feels good. He'll stick his dick in the blender if it feels good. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, and and the fact that they're even happy to get a little piece. If you ask me, I don't agree with. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let the Marco. I feel now. If you would have said unfit, I could have rolled with you. But when you said the whole Johnson angle, I can't roll with that. But it's your opinion.
Listen, I mean, theoretically, the mathematics of it. You get me? The mathematics of it is just like how does that even work? Like you gotta use me as a toothpick to try to floss with you and shit. You feel me? Like that's what you gotta do. You feel me? Like that's what you gotta do for me. And I'm okay. You feel me? I'm okay. You dig? But the fact that our women are bigger now, they're gonna require so much thing. You hear them always hollering. They want a big one. They want a big one. So they stereotyping us already. They're already knocking us out the box. If we're not good lovers, if we don't have a size, blah blah blah. So we're still being critiqued as well, and we have to accept anything and everything these women give us.
Correct.
Not saying that.
We don't got to accept nothing, but we let them get it off.
But when we don't, we get called homosexual. If we have preferences, you must be gay. What's wrong with this though? What's wrong with that? I'm just saying, I got my preferences like you got preferences. I had women come up to me in the clubs multiple times. They say, "Oh, Marco," they didn't know my name or whatever, but they come up to me and say, "Oh my gosh, shorty, you so cute, but you're too short." Oh my God. I'm not to couple of them down anyways, but the fact that, I know how to climb trees is good, right? But the thing is, they had the audacity to still tell me they would do more with me if I was of a certain height. And they was just as bold as ever. So why is it that when we put restraints and standards on what we want, it's now we get shamed. Now we get called out of our names. Now it's like we can't even express ourselves the way we're supposed to. Because our women, if we can't tell our women nothing and they do what they want to do to appease other women, then it's like you're gonna just take whatever we give to you because, hey, quote unquote, we're all you got. But they fail to realize other women looking at black men as well. Hey. We're the second most desired man on this planet.
And that's real. But you know what's crazy though?
Yes.
They know that. I think they're starting to realize it now. I really think they're starting to realize it.
Oh yeah, but, it's coming to rude awakening. Definitely. Because a lot of women. Go ahead.
No, I want you to finish.
Okay, a lot of women is coming to the defense of men because they're seeing and they're recognizing the unfair treatment. And the more that these women put out their content, and the more that these women put out these TikToks on using men, abusing men, taking them for all they got, and this, that, and the third, they fail to realize that they would one day have sons. There's a lot of men. There's a reason why the male suicide rate is substantially higher than the women's suicide rate. It's because we are taught to keep things in so much. We're taught to shut up and do. You're not allowed to have preferences. You take what we give you. So I think if you ask me, that's a form of oppression, and our women making us submissive to them. But they got a problem with us saying we want a woman who's submissive. And you're right. They definitely weaponize that word submissive because one, it's in the Bible. A wife should be able to submit to her husband.
And ladies, I don't want to hear nobody other scripture because you know they go going next, and they say husband submit to your wife, but that's not what they're talking about because they about to quote that scripture. But you know what I think it is too. I think that some men I think we weren't being taught as boys.
What we got?
I might have posted. Let me see. Verse it says, suicide rates men higher than women, but girls higher than boys for context. I can see that because
little girls. She's meaning little girls.
She mean girls like girls under the age of 18. But men higher than women, but girls are higher than boys.
I gotta look that up, but I highly doubt that.
But let me tell you why I say that, because I think it's especially like those teenage, those early like the 13, 14 things. I think girls take more on society than boys do. As far as like the fitting into the
okay, I get what you're coming from. I get what you're saying. The peer pressure of the girls in high school, and if you're not looking a certain way, you're not pretty like us. We're gonna get on your ass all day, every day, every second, third.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm gonna look at that too. But just looking at that, just knowing society, that makes sense, because let me tell you something. I realized this. I was looking back. Think about this, bro. I was talking about the other day. Bro, them girls in high school, boy, in middle school, bro, them been some mean girls, bro. We experienced that, but man, I hear these stories, I be like, good God.
Man, listen. When you look at the women today, from high school,
yes,
including the ones we've never actually spoken to, but we've heard about them, and you look at them today, where are they now? Loud, obnoxious.
The same one. You know what? Most of them are the same way.
You feel me? So it's like, and I do hear a lot of the women saying, "Oh, so and so used to pick on me, or so and so used to do this, or whatever." There's these girls, they are mean to me in the locker room or in the bathroom, and these girls spit on me, or yada yada yada. Like, it's definitely a mean world now. The peer pressure for these young boys. Well, I would say, if the women are killing themselves, the boys are going through the homicidal situation, because we're taken to the streets early, right? We're getting a hold of guns faster, right?
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Yeah.
How many suicides in our school term that you could remember was male versus female?
I remember
this one white boy. I think his name was Zach or Matthew. His name was Matthew. White boy killed himself.
I didn't know we had any.
Say it again.
I didn't know we had any.
Yeah. There was a white boy. His name was Matthew. He killed himself.
Okay.
Didn't know of any female that killed herself from our age range.
We're different. We're a whole. We're gonna sound old, but we're a whole different generation now.
Oh yeah, I get it, but I'm just saying, I'm just speaking on the people that we know. We're talking about from when we went to school versus the men who actually. Think about it. Well, hold on. Think about it, Marvin. How many men that you know that went to OW committed suicide versus the women?
0. It was 0-0. Besides the one guy you just told me about this now.
Okay, that I don't want to bring up people's names, but
okay. I didn't know we had any.
Because they're women. Yeah, we had quite a few men that actually killed themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably tell you about it. After I remember too going back to some school before 9th grade, and from real time. See, you know what I mean? It happened, bro. It happened. Wow.
You know what? You know what's crazy though? But I think I was just so focused on high school and football that I wasn't even looking at. I probably had like television, I guess.
Yeah, you had television. It's cool. Two girls. No. Oh, okay. Well, there was 2 girls. I know there are at least 3 to 4 to count. But I'm gonna jump in your inboxes. I don't want the ladies to get offended. You bringing up my dead baby daddy or blah blah blah. You feel me? Like. And these are guys we actually, know
okay.
of.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure they got a new baby daddy, but I need to hear no there. Because don't let me get started over there with that. They come in.
Yes, sir.
Well, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I mean, the truth is uncomfortable.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Yeah, you uncomfortable. Hey, guys, and now, guys, if you guys want to come in, hit the link in the subscription. Yeah. You guys want to come in, link in the subscription. Anybody on Facebook, on YouTube, hit that share button, like the share button. If you want to come in here, link in description. Now you can tell me this. I thought about this the other day. Hey guys, if you're listening, please hit the like and that share button. Brothers, please come in for this one. I want you to think hard about this. Hey guys, even the ladies, answer this in the chat. How many guys have met their wives in a club?
I can't think of any. I know a lot of people that met their baby mamas in the club. They got baby mama. They got baby mama, but no one gotten wife. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That I can remember. You know.
I didn't say go out. Cause I know you're like, I don't want y'all to color purple my example. I didn't say go out to the club together. I say met them in the club.
Mm-hmm.
How many guys actually met their wives in the club?
So
especially at Ratchet Club.
Right. So we're just saying people don't typically find their significant others in situations like that, in atmospheres like that?
I really don't think so. Unless the club is something like a nice adult lounge or very, but like we'll use the pub as an example. Like when the pub was the pub. How many people met their wives?
Wait, which one? The one that was down from Blockbuster, or the one that's right there?
Either one.
Okay.
Either one.
Hey, both be things ratchet now. I don't know.
Yes.
I know a lot of people made baby mamas and baby daddies out of them situations, but no one got married.
I know too.
No one got married.
And I thought about that. I don't know. I thought about it for real. I wonder how many, because I was having a discussion with somebody. And y'all, we about to keep this thing raw. Ladies, y'all come on in.
Yeah. Come on in. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for all the smoke as well.
I know a couple that did, and they still married. However, it's very uncommon. Okay, thank you.
Those are the anomalies. I know a couple that did.
I'll let you read it, Marco. Let you see it for yourself. Why don't you read it?
I know a couple that did, and they're still married. However, it's very uncommon. Yes, those are the anomalies. Those are the diamonds in the rough. You know, those are the people who actually stuck it out. Those are the people who actually was looking for they're the right place at the right time, and boom, you are the it girl. Boom, you are the it man for me. So let's make this work.
They're very uncommon. And I find this rare. You could tell me your opinion on this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the most regular. When I say regular, in this context, I'm going to say regular, not regular. I'm just going to say non-hood clubbing girl, because I got to make it that simple.
Right.
Most non-girls that club that are pretty, I believe sometimes have low self-esteem. But girls who are halfway decent at clubs so much, they have high self-esteem because dudes always trying to holler at them. They might not have nothing going on, but their self-esteem is so high because they always got dudes trying to holler at them. Even though the dudes ain't trying to wife them, they're just trying to, one night them. Baby, or might be a potential baby mama. And I found out but I like the ones, those are the women, take how you want to say it, like those other women who are not like always in the nightlife, like those are the ones that we need to that guys should probably want to see more, but sometimes just not in the right space to catch them out. But you can catch them hood ones at every spot: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Saturday. Yes, sir. Yeah, now I definitely see what you're saying.
You might be cooking with grease. I know. Hey, I'm cooking with fish grease.
Yes, sir. Fish grease. Now, my thing is, I think those women, for the ones who have certain insecurities, it's like they're already validated. Like they don't need the attention. The attention would already be coming to them. They don't have to go out to the club. You get what I'm saying? Like they got a whole roster of orbiters that's already waiting for them to invite them over. Versus your typical turn-up crew that's always at the club every weekend, every other weekend. And these are mamas, and these are definitely parents,
And where are your kids? Where are your kids? That's another situation.
Right. And what teased me off is when they leave. I don't get how how they want to go to bat for them so damn bad when a lot of them was raised by grandma. A lot of them was raised by auntie. And your mom was out there doing what she wanted to do. And in terms of her, in the midst of her doing what she wanted to do, she made more children. So she neglected one child to make another child. But y'all would get on the man's ass to say, okay, you're not even taking care of the ones you got. But once again, yeah, we are the seed givers. But ladies, you are the ones who actually, you hold the key to sex. You are the gatekeepers of sex. If I wanted to get you pregnant right now and you tell me no, that means that you control birth. No matter what I do, no matter how many condoms I don't use, no matter if I slide one off, stealth it, or whatever, you still have the last say so in a child being born. So yes, Correct. It takes two, but it only takes one to foresee that life, to make sure that it's 2022. There's no child on this earth that's born today that woman didn't want. You get what I'm saying? If you went full time with that child, you wanted that child. Now, mind you, they still can back out of having children at will. All they can say is, I thought I'd be a good mother. I don't want to be a mom. They may ask, well, okay, well, you want to turn it over to the dad? Or she may say the dad is non-existent. And guess what? She's scot-free. And then watch her go make another damn kid with somebody damn else. Let's see what we got here. No, that's her girls beating in the club doors. Once they get wifed up, all the good, hardworking women be the ones that get overlooked, in my opinion. I see what you're saying, Sierra. Was it Sierra? Cherie. I see what you're saying, Cherie.
Cherie from Wamala. How about that? Now.
Okay. Now
that's a shot to her. She got it.
Okay. Okay. Because I'm like, oh, yeah, that's above. That's above my head.
Yeah.
I definitely see what she's saying, but the thing is, now we're gonna have to look at the woman's stature. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's say a lot of the good guys who were passed up were the undesirables. They wasn't the popular men. So the ones that you probably know, that there's one bad chick that you know that didn't have their pick of the men and still chose to be single. You get what I'm saying? Let's take like the baddies in our area. You get what I'm saying? Like the ones who actually don't have any kids, which is very few. But the baddies in our area that actually said, I agree on okay. The baddies in our area, right? They hang around people of their, let's say, caliber, right? They're the ones who actually. No, I can't even say that. I'm not. No, I can't even. I'm not even.
Marco, let me tell you about it. See you wrong. I'm definitely not gonna say a name or a situation. Let's just say this right here. I know some very attractive young ladies from my area who have gotten in situations or have gotten married. I'm gonna say situations. I've gotten married, and you'd be like, they just want to be in a situation because it's all good and fun when you get to have your litter, but when you get up in age and no role reversal change and dudes is up and we get to pick, we ain't picking the same. The playing field is not the same. The playing field is not. It is not the same. No. But the thing is though, but if you good people, you good people. If you are genuinely a good person, you're a good person. But if you was a nasty attitude and you was up and now you ain't up no more, right? With that 50 cent line, dang homie. In high school, you was the man.
High school, you was the man, homie. The fuck happened to you? Yes, sir.
That's when it changes.
Right. Now I get it, but then they'll get upset and wanna, they'll go say, well, I know. They'll go say, well, I know a couple females that actually are good women, basically like the woman said, but then and then they'll get mad and then they'll put on this front like well, I'm a good woman, but nobody wants me.
Everybody's not a good woman. Everybody's not a good woman.
But the thing is, how they say it is, Let me take it off. But the thing is how they said. Listen, the thing is how they said when it comes to good attributes. When it comes to good attributes, they want to put the black woman in a collective. When it comes time for the critiquing and criticism, that's when they want to say not all, right? That's when they want to say, oh, I don't know those hood chicks, or I don't know those hood chicks. Them hood chicks sitting in my circle, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah.
It is. Yeah,
right. Of course. Especially if we come from the same area. But Orangeburg is not a high-class area. You get what I'm saying?
Bro, no, Marco. Let me tell you what I have noticed. This only for the ones. It's not a lot, but there's more than that. I would say this right here. I'm gonna give some of the girls the credit, because what happens is a lot of these girls get in a situation, and that said they only had one child. A lot of these women. Really, I'm not talking about the woman with 5-6 kids, because after that time you just became a trap to the system. But some of these women, not hood girls, have really got on their grind and got it out the mud themselves. Because I'm to the point because you can move to New York City and get a bad one, but she live in an apartment with 7 people, and this is a studio apartment. Because my criteria now at 34 is not my criteria at 24. You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is, my criteria different. Like, do you have your own? Do you want your own? Where are you financially?
Right.
Or are you crazy? That's number one first. I ain't gonna lie, I do crazy, then I do everything else, because I can't deal with crazy. But there actually are a few, but it's my thing. But they outweigh the hood ones. But you're not gonna find them in those spots. And shout out to the women listening. I know y'all listen only the good ones, because if you're trying to get there, we're not talking about y'all. But only to the ones that really already there. I'm like, it surprised me. It's crazy. I know more single women that own their homes than brothers who are than single brothers.
Well, the reason why is because they got a lot going for themselves, you know. Because in a lot of cases, there are a lot of them that had children, right? Yeah. So a lot of them use tax credits. A lot of them get, child support. And I don't give a damn if you're saying it's only $50 a week or this, that, and the third. It's still something. Because at the beginning of the damn year,
you knew it was coming. You knew it.
I know it was coming. I know it comes. And so now I'm gonna have to get on the woman's ass to say it ain't our fault. You fucked the broke nigga. But guarantee you're still up. You know.
And you chose him. You chose him.
So now that's like us. Like y'all would definitely pick and gloat about a man. You got that hoe pregnant. You got that stripper pregnant. You should have known. How she said?
You should have known that she was after the money. She didn't want you. She only wanted the money, and you did, and you fell for it. Ha ha! Good for you. Good for you.
Now, in that instance, no one has no sympathy for wherever a man places his dick. They'll say, "Well, that's your fault, sir. That's your fault." But they'll come to bat for that woman.
If we don't feel, and it's crazy about talking about this, and we don't feel sympathy for ourselves, we'll say, "I dropped the ball. I got a flip of pregnant. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Damn, I knew I should have put a condom on. She got me.
But we might say, man, I got a whole pregnant, but guess what though? It is what it is. And she a decent mama. And she might be the one that don't even trip that hard. But you know what? It is what it is. But we ain't looking for no handout. It is what it is.
No, of course not. And that's one of the things. It's like a lot of these women go to they're more observant to a degree on what they can use and how they can use it, which is why they're up faster than us, right? Like because they got so much in their grasp. They got so many things that they can file for because they're a woman. And then when they put down their ethnicity because they're a black woman, they get approved for certain things faster than black males and black men. You get what I mean? And black fathers. You get what I'm saying? So they had this thing back in the day called the affirmative action. These jobs got incentives to put these women to work. And they got even more of incentives when they were the minority, the black woman. So they use those jobs, they put themselves up. Like my man said the other day, name one black woman that's actually came up and brought a man with her. Not saying that it don't happen, ladies. Not saying that it don't happen, but
It's
on
rare.
a wide scale, it's very, very rare. If you look at the celebrity situation, you can have men. You can. There's women who get famous off of just dealing with certain men. Men don't get famous off of dealing with certain women. You know.
Yep.
And like at all. Like, and I want y'all to put in perspective. Why is it? Let's say coming to America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say a man like Eddie Murphy with all his Prince Hakeem, right? Prince Hakeem. A man with a lot of money, he'll literally have to downplay his position in life to try to find out who's the right woman for him. What would be the right woman for him?
You have
to, because he don't want to be used. You get what I'm saying?
You have to.
Which is a segue to say. A rich man can make a broke woman rich, but a rich woman won't even look a broke man's way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why, because women don't look down. We're technically invincible to them. We're technically the piss-ons, the pissants, the ones who don't see. You're a peasant. And that's what I want to get on these women about too. Y'all done watered down the word queen so goddamn bad. Like, the word queen don't even mean nothing anymore.
Let me tell you something about that word. I know a few people who might be entitled, and I'm not dealing with them like dealing with that kind of way, but could hold a title. A queen. Let me tell you, I tell people I don't play with words. Sometimes, and I believe in being honest in my situation. So sometimes if I don't want to answer a question, if I don't answer something, I might not even answer it. But I'm very specific with words. So if I use the word queen, that means you have showed me queen-like qualities to make me position with words. Because I'm not gonna call a flipper a queen. I'm not gonna call a situation a queen. I'm not gonna call her whatever. You could be a good person, but I don't know about it, and that good person could be stretching it. That good person be stretching. Let me see. Hold on. Here you go.
Because men are providers. So women look for a man who can provide. A broke man can't provide.
That's not the same thing, Marissa. That's not the same thing. Go ahead.
So my question is, why is it there's so many women having babies by broke men if he can't provide?
Marissa, come with that bad. Marissa, hit the link. Come on in here.
Hit the link, bro. Because y'all want to say that these men aren't providers or these men aren't worthy of being submissive, but you were submissive in bed for him to get pregnant, for you to get pregnant. So you want to be particular on submitting your life to, but not submissive on who you give your womb to.
Watch this. Good job.
That's bad pussy management. Yes. Bad pussy management. Most definitely.
No,
okay, you went back onto the last one.
No, yeah, I while we're talking, I'm gonna let that question just sit up in there for a little second.
Right. Yeah, but that's my thing. Like, if women had, like, right now they're saying, if a man can't do this, then he can't come lay up, or no, he got to prove himself to get the candy, or this, that, and third. I'm gonna read that in a second. Let me.
No, you gotta read that. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what a question new. I just got that sitting in there, so the audience come in there, they could be able to see some kind of context of what's going on.
Okay, most definitely. Like I said, I don't see how now that women want to be picky on saying a man has to come with this before I let him between my legs. A man has to come with this before I let him do this or do that. Like, now you wisened up. But now the men who looking at you, like now you just wisened up. Why didn't you get this type of guidance? Why didn't you have this type of discipline when before you even had your first child? You get what I'm saying? Like, if you know better now, granted, some people have to go through things. I get it. Some people have to go through things, but not 3, 4, 5 goddamn times. And I wouldn't know a button to punish me.
No, see, I can't give it. Let me tell you something. I had my first child. Shout out to my first child mother. Shout out to you. But I know I didn't want any kids for a while. I waited 7 years as a man. And this is my thing. I waited 7 years, and all I'm gonna say is Club Applebee's. Shout out, just a shout out, whatever. But to say, I live my life, but I was responsible enough to know, even though I live my life, I know I did not want any more children until a certain time frame, until I met my son mother and decided I wanted a child. So me as a man, let me tell you something. It's hard. Sometimes you gotta disregard. You gotta think. Let me say, I look at it like, do I want to have a child with this woman? No. So you move accordingly. You move accordingly. So I'm like, this woman. I'm like, bro, if you're not on, why you not on nothing? Or say now, cause I do tell me this right here. Now I do believe this. Now, if a woman tells a man, hey, I'm gonna let you know, I'm not on birth control. If she said those words, hey, I'm letting you know right now, I'm not on birth control, and he still proceeds to finish the whole deal, bro, you got to live with that too. Now, if she don't let you know,
I agree.
If she don't let you know, now she's dirty. Or she lies, she's dirty. Right. But if she said, hey, Jim, right now, I'm not birth control now. And then you know, but she still controls the power, like you said, to have a child out. But then I put some burden on you for that one.
No, I get it. I'm definitely getting it. Because she quote unquote gave you the warning of saying, listen, I am not on anything. So now she's still giving the consent of saying, whatever happens after this, sir, dear sir, is basically on you.
Correct.
I get that now. So my question is, like I said, if I choose to deal with a woman and I lay with her raw and she gives me that disclaimer, my question is, will she tell anybody she lay with raw the same thing? Hence why I think why these women got so many baby daddies, because they're saying, if you get me pregnant, it's your funeral. I'm not going to stop you, which means she doesn't mind or don't care who she have children by. So this is one of my messages, because I wouldn't tell these ladies the same thing that I would tell my daughter. I would tell these ladies the same thing that I would tell my daughter. Be particular in who you let between your legs. Be specific, be picky. Of course, yes, ladies. But once again, when you done gave it up to the worst of us, you can't expect the best of us to come after your fucking. We're not going to do it, especially men of.
Rewind it. I need you to run that back one more time, please, sir. Thank you.
For the ladies who've actually messed up their past and given the best of you to the worst of us, there's no reason why you should expect the best of us to come after your fuck ups. We're not going to do it. Now it's, oh, men got something against single mothers and this, that, and third. No, because if we look at your baby daddy and hear ex-con, ex, whatever the hell the situation is, nothing.
Just sorry. Just
a sorry ass man. You mean to tell me now I'm gonna have to pick up your child, male or female, and be a better representative for something that you failed to give them in the first place? Which is why I made that live the other day. Stepdaddies it was this morning actually. Being a stepdad is a thankless job. They want you to take care of all the protection and the provisions, but when it comes time to discipline, it's my child, my child, my child. But now, mind you, when the woman is fed up with the man, guess what she'll do? She'll cut off all contact, right? To her benefit. Whenever she's done with the man, she'll get up and say, I'm done with this relationship. I'm gone, this, that, and the third, down the relationship that you had with my child. So now, let's say in the adverse effect, if that woman leaves and that man has in a relationship with that child, and he fights for that child and say, listen, I created a bond with this child. Now you're taking this child away from me. What am I supposed to do now? I considered myself a stepdad. I went above and beyond to try to actually make something happen. But you can give and take away children as you wish. Then you would say, well, now if the man leaves you, if the man creates a bond with you and the child loves you, and if he's done with the relationship, y'all would demonize him to say, well, I don't care if you're done with me, just don't be done with the child. Which brings me to the cheating situation.
Hey, Marco, hold on a second. Wordy, hold on a second. Wordy, I'm gonna use Wordy because I want to use your YouTube name.
Okay.
Give us an example right in the chat of what you mean by you want us to talk for more life personal experiences. We can do that, but you have to give an example of what you're talking about. You say we talking too much click talk, but we're not talking click talk. Everything we are talking,
Cliche.
Cliche talk. We're not. Ooh, Lord. We're not talking about cliche talk. Hey, we actually are talking. These are things I know I believe, and I know Marco believe these things. So that's not cliche. So whatever question you want us to be more specific about life experiences, I will be specific about life experiences with using great discretion also at the same time, like I always do. But you got a question for Marco that you want to talk about life experience, he would do the same thing with using great discretion at all times too. And put a question to talk about because hey, all I ain't hear nothing but truth. So
right.
So go ahead. Come with the next question. All right.
To that wordy person.
Mm-hmm.
If we bring in I'm gonna back him up in the corner here. He better come out swinging. He or she. I don't know if it is whatever it is.
It's a female. You can't say you actually probably know her, but I don't want to say her real name on here again.
Okay, it's all
because,
good. It's all good. My thing is, here's what teased me off about our women. They want you to say, well, it's like, let me use this analogy, or this example rather. When you get on the plane, you kind of want you definitely not kind of. When you get on the plane, you want the pilot to have more experience than you, right? Right. So, with that being said, women want us to be examples of what we speak about. To say, well, if you haven't been through it, then you can't speak on it. But
Correct.
Then they'll use that as still a diss to say, you've been through it. You just had a bad experience. Now you can't use that for all experiences.
Ooh,
you get where I'm coming from?
Boy, you cooking, boy.
Hey man, it is what it is.
Boy, you cooking, boy.
It is what it is. I do this. So how can you tell me? Because if we would bring in our experiences, and they'll tell us, well, you guys are the anomalies. We don't know many men like you, and this, that, and the third. But then when we generalize,
let me tell you something, Marco. I stand on mine. I tell them,
yes, sir.
Hey,
most definitely.
I ain't regular.
Right. Word. So when we go to make generalizations in taking it off of us, then y'all would want to get personal to say, well, what have you been doing? What's your contributions? What's your end goal? What's the solution? Because you're talking and talking and talking. And I said the other day in my live, like the solution most of the time is in the problems. You know what I mean? If you're tired of having deadbeat baby daddies, stop having babies by deadbeats. If you're tired of having dumb, unfit ass baby mamas, stop putting your dick in dumb, unfit ass baby mamas. The solution is in the problem. You get me? So now they want us to be poised, to have some type of poise about how we speak. Well, just because you've been through it, that don't mean the whole world been through it. When I have proof of communities galore has been going through this single mother epidemic ever since they had freedom of choice to fuck who they wanted to fuck, bro, and give it to the worst.
It is real. Every guy knows how the same thing. Now, the only thing now, let me tell you what I am an anomaly on. Now, okay. This is the truth. I am an anomaly on this. Shout out to my shout out to Teddy Bear Mama. I am an anomaly on this. That's my older side mama. I was on child support for like, bro. This might have been. I'm gonna tell this story. This might have been, bro. I might have been child support for maybe a month, and my month is pushing it. And she took me off it, and she like, without saying what she said, she like, I really didn't need to do all this. I just did it, just whatever. It took me off it. I was on child support. I'm going to say a month. I don't even know if it was a month or not. I'm going to say a month. I'm talking about max 2. But I was right. She took me off it because she's like, you know what? I mean, For what? And,
For what?
speaking of the stepdad, even though me and her weren't married, I was in her son's life, Jordan, since he was 3. I was in his life. I had a whole wife, and Jordan would come spend time with me and my wife on the weekends. I don't have a wife now because life happens too.
Yeah,
but
of course.
But she understood. So that's one thing I was like. Now when it comes to that, dudes be like, because you know what's crazy? Because they asked them, you sure you want to take more child support? The state don't want these women to take these men on child support.
Oh no, at all. Yo, I done been through 5 cases. I got 3 men off child support. I promise you. Every time that woman, yes sir, my methods work. But these women are so pig-headed and so hard-headed that they don't even want to make things work for the kid because they're so bitter and they're so mad. You get what I'm saying? Let's go back to the freedom of choice comment. You started it twice. Explain your opinion without cliche meaning quotes. Freedom of choice. Okay, freedom of choice meaning
I don't want you to have my baby. Here go $400. How about that? Now that's real. I don't want you to have my child. I don't want you to have my child. Okay, now that's just real. If it just happened, here goes $60. If it happened late, here go $400 to $500. That's my stance on it. Period. I was on you now, Marco.
Yes, sir. So most definitely that basically sums it up. You know what I mean? Like if you got the freedom of choice of saying you want to have this man's child. And now mind you, there's a great deal of women don't even know whose child they're actually having. Like you brought up the example of saying if it wasn't for paternity tests, my guy, imagine how many men would be sitting around taking care of children that's not theirs. You get me? So therefore, the whole cheating thing, women cheat in a great deal, if not the same, a great deal more than men. It's because men basically keep the secret longer because we don't want to sacrifice the pussy we getting. We're not going to throw ourselves under the bus because, hey, that's that man's cat. I'm just fucking on it. So, whatever goes on, is whatever goes on. So we're the contributors of actually helping women cheat better than men. So with the freedom of choice, ladies, when you got full autonomy, answer the question.
Hold on.
Okay. Y'all walking around the block. Oh, hell. All right, listen. When you got full autonomy.
I thought we answered it pretty clear.
I thought we did. But once again, we gotta answer things, and I guess we gotta put things in. I guess you gave the layman's terms, the layman's statement.
I said $60. If it's the next day, I want you to take a plan B. If it's not the next day, if it's later, I want to give you the money so we can get rid of it. I think that's pretty. I think that's cut and dry.
That's fair. Yeah, that's basically cut and dry. But the problem is with the freedom of choice. When you decline to take that plan B, when you decline to not get an abortion, when you decline to make him wear protection, you still have the wherewithal to turn it around at any given moment. After the semen leaves him, it's up to you to say what you will and won't allow. That's the freedom of choice that you have. And even after you have children, you can be on that delivery bed to say you don't want to be a mother. You would sign over your rights to that child and they would take that child away. You can live your life scot-free and have another child if you want to, years afterwards. I know there was this show, and I can't remember the show, but there was these people that they gathered together and said they wanted to know who their moms was. Damn the daddies. They said they wanted to know who the moms was because they were given up for adoption. They went around looking, searching. They did the whole ancestral thing and this, that, and the third. There was a couple of guys found their mothers, and there was a few women found their mothers too. They went knocking on their mother's door. The mother said, "I don't know you. Get away from my door. I never had a child, blah, 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 blah." With a whole nother child that they've created probably 2 years after they didn't had a child by somebody they didn't want to have a child by. That's the freedom of choice women have versus men. Only option we have is to just walk away, but we get fined for it. These women could walk away and not get fined for it. These women could have full-blown murders, abortions, and walk away from it. So you guys would fault a man for saying, if I know I won't be a good parent and I will do this child no damn good, you women will still sit there and say, if you didn't want it to have a child, God damn it, you shouldn't have nutted me.
You're right.
So you mean to tell me you would just let anybody nut in you? That's basically what you're telling me. Any man who nut in you, you would have that child. Which in itself is a lie, because I've seen plenty of women said they had one child and sat their ass down, and they meant it, which means they control who they gave children to. They said their next child will be their husband's child, not somebody. So they're controlling, no matter how much unprotected sex they had.
All those great women I was talking about, those great women that I sit around, is crazy. I know one or two or more than one, but not very many. All of them have one child, and they all say the same exact thing. They want their next child, if they have any kids at all ever again, because the time of the gap not been too long. They say they want the next child to be with their husband. If the husband even want a child, want a child, because the age gap might be.
Right.
Woo.
Now, mind you, a woman could still lie to her husband and say, well, no, my tubes are tied, or I don't want any children, or the husband says he don't want any children, but guess what? It's a woman's body and a woman's choice. She can tell her husband she's not going to have any more children, then ends up pregnant, and then he's looking like, I don't want any more children, but now it's her body, her choice. Now he has to deal with, having another child, even though he didn't want to. But once again, that's his wife and this, that, and the third. Now, in the adverse effect of it, if the husband want another child and that woman says she doesn't want another child, there isn't anything he could do to make her have another child, because it's what? Her body, her choice.
Correct.
Okay, let's read this. Okay, I get what y'all saying. However, your whole, damn, these words are little. Hold up. I got another phone. Boom. How to take off this? Okay. However, you have some men that beg of having kids. At the moment, they're not showing any deadbeat behaviors. Ma'am, that action within itself is a deadbeat behavior. Because if you're having unprotected sex with a man, you're letting him shoot your club up, and y'all not in a house together, that you guys have actually signed deeds and dates and everything into, you're technically asking to be, you're just putting your faith in somebody who's just giving you words of promise without putting in action. The only action he's giving you is from the back or missionary or from the side, so you get caught up into the lust in his words and saying, yes, I will have your baby. Yes, I will have your baby. Knowing that itself is somewhat of an aphrodisiac that'll get a man dick harder, that'll make him shoot faster, that'll make him shoot stronger, which in essence would be why a lot of these women would be, having babies by niggas who ain't worth the damn, because they're giving the cat to the niggas who ain't, who got good sex. And most of the men who really got good sex ain't shit men, because that's all they do is just work on their sex game. You know what I mean? So of course they're gonna come with good dick, but no provision.
Read the next comment.
Okay, and now a mother is left to raise a child by herself. Let's talk about that. Man, that is still, I would say, if you're laying with a man with no moral compass, a man with no integrity, understand this. When it used to be, when dads used to give their children away to the best prospects, most of this shit wasn't going on. So when you go out and decide that you want to give yourself to somebody who just makes you feel good, who's not putting money in your pocket, who's not actually putting you in a house, who's not actually, doing, let's say this, ladies. I'm gonna give you this example. I'm giving this example.
Hey, Marco, keep talking to him. I might get extension cord to charge my phone. Keep talking to him.
Okay, good. Go ahead. So now let's put in perspective, ladies, of saying, I'm gonna read your comment again, Wordy. So ladies, let's put in perspective of saying, granted, you can't control what people do. If I wanted to shoot a woman's club up and wanted her to have her and then say I'm gonna be the best man and she still leaves, I can't control that. Even if I marry a woman and she wanted divorce, I can't control that. People do leave. Yes, I get it. I definitely get it. But one thing about, let's just say marriage within itself, let's say that's insurance. You wouldn't want to drive around in the car without any insurance, would you? But when you put insurance on your car, you don't expect to get into an accident, do you? But you have to have that just in case. And that's basically what marriage is. That's basically what marriage is. It's basically saying this is insurance for you. This is insurance that I'm saying that I'm willing to take on full responsibility of you and what comes out of you. This is my insurance towards you. This is my insurance for you. This is my promise to you. These are my vows. So when men leave women to raise a child by herself, no, I don't advocate for it. But let's double back on it. Now we're gonna have to peel it back. Now we're gonna have to peel it back because this type of stuff come in layers. Was he even a man of any of did he even show dad qualities? Did he even show you promise? Did he show you morale? Did he show you integrity? You get where I'm coming from? Like, did he make you feel really safe versus giving you sex? Did he put you in a situation to where you can rely solely on his masculinity? If he didn't do that, I would say, ladies, do not give that man a child, no matter how good the sex game is, no matter how the sex talk game is, no matter how good it is. Don't fall for it. Protect yourself, ladies. No matter how good it is, protect yourselves. Because we're only in it just to get us and get off. You get me? But then for the ones who actually have good insight and good intentions for you, you treat us like the dogs. You know what I mean? Like you make the good men work for the pussy when you gave Tom, Dick, and Harry the cat for free. You get what I'm saying? Like they pick and choose who they want to give the cat by, but then want to double back to the good guy to say, "Can you help me raise these children by my mistake?" Okay, with that, at what point is submission coming in? Y'all are talking like men are conned. What's that? Conned? What she mean by that? Conned? We're talking like men are conned.
No, but we talked about submission earlier.
Yeah, we spoke about submission earlier. But once again, I'll double back on it. Submission, ladies. You're giving a man submission in bed every time you lay with him. That is your consent of being submissive. You're yielding your womb to this man. That's what you're doing. So when you're giving up your womb to this man, you're not making him use a condom, no protection, no plan Bs, no nothing, no anything. That's a sign of you saying, I want to submit to you. I'm giving you this. Now, if you know you don't want to submit to that man, guess what you'll do? You'll protect yourself because you know he is not a good person to submit to, but the sex may be good, and that's cool. But that's you protecting yourselves. So women like to give this, we're submissive only to the right man, but give the wrong man the vagina. And that's the complete total, to a degree, that's the complete satisfaction of submission, if you ask me. Because a man hasn't conquered a woman until he gets in her womb. Because that's when she's the most vulnerable. Right or wrong?
Right.
She's yielding herself to you. So that's a form of submission. Now, if you're saying you can yield yourself to me, but you're not going to yield to my masculinity outside this bed, outside this house, outside any damn thing besides this bed, then you're setting yourself up to say, well, I'm having a person's child who's not even worthy of it. You choose who you give babies by, ladies. Protect yourselves. Protect yourselves, please. So if yielding my room is submission, then you as a leader should be held to that. Once again, if you're not making making it a requirement of it, because there used to be a time only the men sex was a form of marriage. Remember, sex was a form of marriage. When that woman gives that man her womb, they're married. So when it comes to saying, well, how she said it, being a leader, you should give your womb to only the leaders. So my question is, why are you ladies doubling back and talking shit about the men you have children by if they wasn't even leaders in the first place? So that's a complete contradiction. You're giving babies to men who aren't even leaders, who's not even capable of leading, keeping jobs, keeping cars. That's my thing.
You know? One. Another one come up for you right now.
Okay. And that's not showing a deadbeat behavior, in my opinion, because you can be in a full-blown relationship when a child comes along, and it's a difference. Well, I would definitely agree with you on that, but once again, if you're saying you will have this man's child without marrying him, without saying, if I'm going to have your child, fella, I need this ring. And if you're not willing to give me this ring, fella, I'm not giving you no child. Put standards on your pussies, ladies, because that'll save you a great deal of harm. We live in a culture to whereas we praise single moms, we praise these maternity shoots with just one person in it. We live in a society to whereas women get kicks, they get a dopamine hit off of getting all of the attention. Oh, so-and-so pregnant, and who's the baby daddy? And it's a damn shame when your best friend have to ask you, who's the child's father? I've seen women ask, I don't even know who the child, she was dealing with so-and-so and so-and-so. She might have to go get a DNA test. And that's another thing that women use abortions for, in covering their promiscuity. Because they would have two men in the delivery room or in the paternity court seeing who's the man, who's the dad. Mm-hmm. But that's deadbeat behavior, ladies. That's deadbeat behaviors. Oh, I want you to have my kid. Oh, I want you to have my kid. You should look back and say, oh, I want you to give me a ring. Well, I want you to give me a ring. No ring, no thing. You get what I'm saying? No ring, no thing. So cut the bullshit. And stop giving men the benefit of the doubt, ladies.
And I think most men that say that, they're saying that, but some men actually do know, like, hey, to be real with you, some men do like this. I know this woman right here gonna make a good mama. Now I'm gonna answer the wordy question right here. It says, sounds to me like you're choosing
a good mama, but not a good wife.
Correct. You know what's crazy? My real father, and I shout out to my dad and shout out to my mama, because she could have dragged my pops through the dirt, my old man, but she never did. So, but shout out to him, because like she said, you're a good daddy, just terrible husband. But she said, she said she don't conflate the two. And sometimes they get a little confusing. She like good daddy, but just like bad husband for his husband behavior. And he admits this. So because she didn't tell me this time I was growing, and that's why he has so much respect for her, because she's never. Because I hate when women talk about their children. When women talk about their father, their children, to their children when they're children. I think that's very thing. But word is, it sounded to me, you're choosing to know that men should be of sound mind and have a higher standard before anything, and you're choosing to choose better to women. Well, sometimes where I'm at here too, I'm gonna let Marco cook. But it's my thing. Men are choosing better now. Men have set a standard now. Like I said, ladies, the caveat is, when I say men, do not come to me with no boy. A boy is a boy. A man is a man. Men are choosing better, and what is happening is that now when men are choosing better, the conflict comes because now the men that are on the same thing with these women, now we're saying, okay, we were here, but guess what? Now I want a woman that's here. Even though we start off together, But now I'm at a different playing field.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely with you on that. Now the thing is, we're not ignoring it. Man, we're not ignoring it. I'm telling you. We will stick our dick in a blender if it feels good. Okay? Understand that. Giving up coochie doesn't seal the deal. No, it doesn't seal the deal, but a marriage does. You get me? A marriage does. That's like signing on the dotted line for your first mortgage, your first house. You get me? But back to what Miss Lady was saying. Sounds like go back to that to her.
Is up.
Okay. She said, sounds like to me you're choosing to ignore that men should be upsound. Well, no, we're not. Because like Marvin said, we men now are speaking up against the fuckery. Because we're putting value on our penises now. We're actually telling men to stay away from women who make bad decisions. So you won't be one of the men that they talk about on a day-to-day basis because you didn't marry her. Period. So we're putting on we're putting the APB out. Excuse me. We're putting out the APB for all men, for our sons, our nephews, our young ones coming up. Fellas, choose better. Fellas, don't do like your mom, your uncles, your daddies, your older brothers, your older people. Don't be like them. Do better. Do better. Use protection. Because if I was to put it, and I said this in my live one time too, it seems like women don't know what to do with their wombs. Period. If you're telling us we're supposed to make sure you're doing the right thing with your womb, you're trusting us with your womb, but you're giving it to the worst of us. That's like the girl said earlier, like poor pussy management. You get what I'm saying? So with that poor pussy management, we can't tell you what to do with your body because now you got freedom of choice. You can have sex with whoever you want to have sex with. So you can't get mad. Men are visual creatures. We get horny. We'll take the cat. Of course we would. Most definitely we'll take the cat. But the problem is you need to be specific on who you give the cat to. So if we got to tell men to choose better, you ladies could choose. You ladies could choose better after conception, even hell during the pregnancy. If you don't want, you guys can always backtrack a mistake, but we can't backtrack our mistakes. We're gonna have to be like, oh damn, we just we fuck up. So yeah, we're definitely telling men to choose better. We're telling them, bro, cut the shit out now. Cut it out, because these women don't know what to do with their womb. She's telling you if you put your dick in her, she will get pregnant and she will keep your baby. And it doesn't matter if you got a car. It doesn't matter if you got a job or a house. Doesn't matter if you living on your mama's couch in your daddy's basement or anything. You put your dick in her, she will have your baby. She's not having pussy etiquette. She's not having good pussy etiquette for herself. Like, if women said that the woman's intuition. Why the woman's intuition kick in way the fuck later? To me, I think that's just why is it every time when women feel like, oh, the man's cheating, that's when, oh, my woman's intuition is kicking in, but can't tell if the man will be a good dad or not. And like I said before, at least if he puts a ring on a finger, he's vowing to take whatever you come with and whatever comes out of you. That's your reassurance. At least.
For the most part.
For the most part, that's reassurance. Like I don't think you heard what I said earlier. That's like people. I made this analogy. I said when you get a car, you would want to put insurance on it. Not saying that you expecting to get into a wreck, but just in case.
Correct.
This is insurance to make sure I am covered.
Correct.
And that's when I would say, well, hell. Then if the man turns his back on you, then okay, do whatever you got to do, because he put you in the situation, you submitted to him, you was his everything and this, that, and the third. And he still turned his back on you. So now the jig is up. Do what you got to do. It is what it is. But make sure it's true though, because they'll still believe a woman over a man. She can leave and say, He left me. He was abusive. He just wasn't it. He didn't pay the bills the right way. He was always late on something. And they can just go, leave, scot-free. But I do realize relationships ain't over until the woman says it's over, to a degree.
You believe that?
I definitely believe that. Because most men because we're the flesh is weak. If in most cases, if our exes hit us up for a little piece of action, we dip back. You know what I mean? It's just instinctively to a degree because we're men. You know what I mean? Not saying that you don't have you don't have any morale, but let's just say just in human nature. You know what I mean? Like what man is going to turn down a cat, especially if he ain't dealing with nobody? And if your ex still want the business, what you gonna do? Tell her no? Not especially if it's been.
I'm gonna tell her.
You feel me?
I'm gonna tell her no. You know why? Because in my situation.
But you're an anomaly.
Yeah,
but you're the anomaly.
Yeah, I'm not. No, you know what else? You know what else? I tell guys I know this. If you want to have a good relationship, with your children, mama. You can't double dip, bro.
Oh, I feel you. Well, she says so. Men are animals who lack moral judgment and compass. Well, ma'am, I would definitely put that into the to the aspect of women. Basically, if you control who you let inside of you, and you would let anybody inside of you raw and have multiple baby daddies, where's your moral compass? That's your womb that has to occupy somebody else's DNA. Where's your moral compass? He can drop nut and go. It's your job to protect what you're supposed to do. Men love sex, ladies. Men love sex. Protect yourselves. What's so wrong about and I hate when I get backlash from women. So men aren't supposed to do? No, listen, yes, men are supposed to do it, but what I'm telling you to do is protect yourself. So if you're having lack of pussy management, that means that you would have lack of whoever you let inside of you, which means you don't care who you let inside of you until it's too late. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't get how they don't get it. Yes, we're supposed to be we're supposed to have, and like we're talking to you now, or like we're talking to you today, we're definitely supposed to have dick discipline. Definitely supposed to have dick discipline. Yes, I give it to you. Yes. But when that little itch get tight, you wanna feel that thing raw and this, that, and the third. So ladies, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and tighten up on these men. Tighten up on these men. Don't let these niggas get inside you raw, because they want to feel that cat raw. Yes, they do. And you love just as much raw dick as we love pussy. I promise you that. I promise you that. And you're the ones that's having to be left with the babies. Protect yourself on that aspect. If you ladies are tired of being single moms, protect yourself from being single moms. If y'all saying that if men can walk away scot-free, and not even scot-free, because we do get the bill for the ones who actually pursue the ones. Yeah. We do get the bill. But if you're tired of being the ones taking the brunt force of the physical labor of actually being a mom and not having any help, when that man shoots your club up, think about not being a single mom, but after the fact. Think about actually being proactive than reactive. But in most cases, yeah, we're primal. You know what I mean? We men love sex. We're sexual beings. Women are sexual beings, of course. How else did anybody get here? We act on primal instincts. I like you, you like me, we got it in. Mm-hmm. It's just the etiquette that comes with it. You have to put standards and boundaries on it. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I get it. I'm seeking a conversation from men about men, not one constantly pointing at women and turning it into generalizations from a man. Was it a man? The thing is in the way. Okay, amen. Amen.
But this my thing, Wordy. When it comes to men, you can have a conversation about men. Now, I think we both agree that, looking at men, we both agree that sorry men are sorry men.
Most definitely.
I don't think there's nothing to argue about. A sorry man is a sorry man. I don't care who's saying it.
Right.
It's a man saying it. There's a woman saying it. A sorry man is a sorry man. We was having a conversation about the conversation took a turn. We were talking about a particular topic. Now, if you got a question about sorry men, that's a question about sorry men. But I believe in holding men accountable when they're sorry. But the thing that we hold men accountable, we want to hold y'all accountable for the things that y'all call men sorry for, and y'all choose to see the sorry men. Like, we can see a sorry dude, and we won't even let him in our circle. So we just asking y'all questions and like you said, we flipping it, but we see a sorry man like, bro, sorry. But y'all see a sorry man and say, I can fix him. So I'm like, I don't know. This not a This is a conversation for men about how to be good men and how to choose the right one. But y'all can also be a conversation about like how we actually have men talking about women too, and the kind of type of women that we don't want, or why we don't want them, or why they're not around. But a sorry man is a sorry man. I don't care who's telling the story, what side it's from, where it comes from. If you got a particular question about a man, we can answer that, or about men in particular, we can answer that. But we doing general statements because these are general things. Everybody know people sorry.
Right.
You're sorry, and guess what? Sorry dudes winning too. So sorry females winning. Yep. But you got a particular question about sorry females or sorry men, and we can get to it.
Right. Now, to elaborate on what you said, of course, we'll definitely call a man out. But when we call a man out, in most cases, that'll come with what? Oh, nigga, who are you talking to? Because they're raised by who?
Women.
Right. Which means if you're stepping on
emotional.
Right. So which means if you're stepping on men's toes on what you should be doing as men or this, that, and the third, guess what? You may have to fight behind it, or whatnot or whatever. So we're still checking men respectfully, but we know that there's a certain way we have to go about it to a degree, right? So what gets me is when women act like there aren't any sorry women out there. See, women got a hive mentality. It doesn't matter if she's right or wrong. That's still a woman. We're going to ride for her regardless. Because they got a hive mentality. You notice that when women get together, if they're living in a house together, they start to say things alike, do things alike, even ovulate alike. They're going their menstruals the same way. Women are made to be followers. Women are not made to be leaders in most cases. When you get in a group, they tend to have hive-like instincts. And it's not nothing they can really control. That's innate in them. Ladies, we're not faulting you for being women. We love everything about a woman. It's the point when you weaponize being a woman against a man, knowing that you got a system to call whether you're right or you're wrong, and you got other women to back you up on it. It's gotten so bad that other black women don't even want to speak about other black women because they're afraid of other black women.
Correct.
So it's like, let her do what she's gonna do. Why y'all dictating? Why y'all trying to tell her what to do? That's her body. It's da. Because they want to get that same leeway. They want to get that same outing. You ever notice how when some women, when you hear celebrity cases and saying, well, so and so got to pay $20,000, $15,000, $30,000 a month in child support to his ex-stripper baby mama, or this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. Some women would say, ooh, that's too much. No child would need that, or this, that, and the third. But none of those women will go down there and petition to make sure that shit goes lower. None. Because why? If they was to be given that same opportunity, they would have taken that same.
They wanted to.
Exactly. Right. They want to be noble when it's not them. They want to say, ooh, what child spends that much? But if they was in the same situation, yeah, give me that money. I deserve this. And you clearly saw what Black China going through. The woman says she had to sell three of her luxury cars. You had babies by two successful men.
And those
And you could
men, they had their kids 6 days out
and
of
they
the
got the kids. That goes to show when women get an ample amount of money, what they do, how they spend it. They still feel entitled. So, ladies, no, it's not a man versus woman thing. It's now to the point, and it's crazy. When women were speaking up on Sally Jesse, Donahue, Montel Williams, all of these stuff in the background, just basically saying how much of in disgust they were about their men. No one came to the forefront and say, "Well, hey, let's call it a quits. Let's throw out a white flag. Let's not talk bad about these men." Everybody was like, "Go on, girl. Go ahead. Go on, do it. Go on, do it."
Man, these niggas ain't shit. Go ahead, girl. Tell it. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. You got it. You got it. Oh, my nigga ain't shit either. My nigga ain't shit either. I like it. I like it. Because why? We get sympathy. And with sympathy comes money. It comes pettiness. It comes a house. It comes food stamps. Everything is on my side. Why do I need to be better? Why do I need to do better? If laying with the wrong man gets me all of this, why should I choose better? Hell, the system working for me. It ain't working for them.
That's how they see it. Which is why they don't want to fix the system. They're not going to fix the system that they benefit off of. They don't see nothing wrong in it.
Correct. I agree. Man, brother. Shout out.
Hey, listen. I can do this all day, man. You know what I mean? I can do this all day. Anybody want to join in on the live or no? Or just
nope. They're scared.
They're
scared. But the only people I want to join in was the trolls. You know what? Now I look back. I'm glad I didn't click on them because I know a couple of channels got shut down because of the trolls get on there and then show something inappropriate on purpose. Then the channel get flagged. And
yeah, you get flagged. Right.
It's seen happen a lot with black YouTubers. And as you saw from that chat, you already saw what the camera was. That private chat.
I saw that. I'm like, God damn, why is the person that's saying that over and over and over and over again? Jeez.
I definitely want them bots. Man, Marco, I want to appreciate you. Hey, this is my thing. I'm gonna have Marco worded. I want you to come on here. Sharif will come on here. Some other females want to come on here. I want to have a Discord with women. I want y'all to be able to, but you got to come on the camera. You got to come on the camera. I don't want nobody hiding. Shout out to Lord, what's my girl name that came on last week? Shout out to Sierra. Coming the other week. She's the first female. Oh, she's on my last do it. Oh, Marco, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
You don't. Hey, you ready to come on now? Are you ready to schedule? You ready to schedule a conversation? Go ahead and put that in the chat too. But I definitely appreciate her for coming on. She's one of the few females that were actually not afraid to come on and have a
right.
I think it was a really great dialogue. Great dialogue. I thought you was gonna come on there too, but I guess you couldn't see the link.
Wordy? The wordy chick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I had to check on, but before we get out of here, I want to hear the last words. I'm gonna get the last words. Tell people to find your content, and what we're also gonna do is I need you to send me all your links. So I'm gonna make sure I have it. Let's schedule it since we've already been here for a while. Let's start fresh. Hey, all right, we're ready. Hey, Marco, you see it? Hold on, Marco can't see it. Here you go.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Here you go. Now you see it. It's on the screen now. Oh boy.
So let's schedule since we've already been here a while. Let's start fresh. Okay, yeah, we can definitely start fresh, madam. Miss lady.
Look, you're ready to come on too. I'm ready to schedule too. Man, let me tell you something. I ain't gonna lie to you. Awesome. I know both of y'all. Hey, y'all better come with your big girl pants on, cause we gonna cook y'all like Steph Curry from behind the 3-point line. But anyway,
and I haven't even gotten to the last words. Ladies, I love and I adore you. The fact that we are missing fathers in these homes from your freedom of choice. You gave the best of you to the worst of us that
I'ma
came
steal that.
from, huh?
I said, I'm gonna let you know. I'm going to steal that. That's going to be my good morning post.
Good. Yeah, most definitely, sir. You can take that. Take that. But you gave the best of you to the worst of us, and you're expecting your fairy tale still at the end of the day. I want nothing but the best from us because our children is at stake. Our community is at stake. Somebody has to be hard on somebody because men have been getting kicked in our asses for the longest. We've been getting a raw deal whether we marry you or don't marry you. We've been putting our lives on the line regardless. You say you want the black woman is unprotected when that's false, when our children are the most unprotected. Because they're growing up in situations that they cannot control. They're growing up in situations. Bro, you ever notice how you go to the club, there's a body capacity, isn't it not? If they over exceed the capacity of people in a building, they're going to have to call the fire marshal, will they not?
Correct.
Why is it that these people are allowed to have multiple children in houses they don't even have rooms for? They have more children than they have rooms. So why that alone isn't deemed something that the fire marshal should step in and say, this is a limit. There should be a limit. You get where I'm coming from? So ladies, don't bite off more than you can chew. If that man hasn't proven to be the alpha, the provider that you seek, that you're now seeking, that you should have sought in the first place. See, that's my thing. These messages wouldn't hit so hard, or you ladies wouldn't be so offended if you actually have fathers to tell you what we're telling you today. This wouldn't be so alarming, ladies, if we actually had stand up, if your mom actually gave you a good representative for a father. A lot of us is learning on the fly because we're learning from movies, music, the streets on what real men is supposed to do. And we're coming from women who tell us if we're not providers, you are worthless. If you're not doing what you should be doing for a woman, you are worthless. So my question is to you ladies, will you tell your sons to put what he want on the back burner at the behest of someone who made bad decisions in procreating with the worst of him? There are men out there who are dying and trying to get their children. There are men out there who are being murdered on the strength of the love for their children. And our women are just left to go by the wayside. My baby daddy dead. My ex-husband, these men are dead. And they're living a longer life than us. So fellas, I'm gonna leave you with this too as well, fellas. Think before you put your penis. Hold on. Okay, you good. I was getting a phone call. Think before you put your penis raw into another woman. Because she don't care if she's expecting the best out of you and you know you're not giving her the best. And if she lets you shoot her club up, she don't mean you know well either. Be proactive instead of reactive. An ounce of prevention will save you a gallon's worth of sorrow and pain.
Correct.
So, Marvin, thanks one more time, bro, for this invitation. And I appreciate you. We need more, black male content. And once again, ladies, this isn't bashing. We're just putting out perspectives and saying, okay, we see now, ladies, because we studied you. We've studied you. And we're just putting it out there.
And this thing, nothing being said is really far-fetched. That's what makes me laugh. It's the truth.
Right,
ladies,
it's the truth.
I want to thank especially for Wordy M, Cherie Bright, and Sabrina for commenting. Whoever else, but those three were the main three commenting, and those are all from YouTube. So shout out to that. That's when I know. I know Facebook will be a little slow because it's Sunday, but shout out those three. The YouTube audience. Most of the commenting. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And if you're watching this, because you're probably going to be watching this later, you guys please hit that like and that share button and in this video. Check it out. I'm going to have all Marco information in the link, so you guys can check them out. You can see what you got going on, see his information, see how life's treating them, just see everything. And guys, because he comes with the content. And I think this might be a record. My first troll and my longest episode. My first two trolls and longest episode. And guys, make sure you hit those links. Go look at any episode. This also will be available on all streaming platforms, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts, it will be on all platforms. And Marco also has a podcast called
The Igloo, Penguin's Igloo. You can catch me on the YouTube. You can catch me on the YouTube or whatever. I basically live stream on Facebook, but I download it and download little snippets or even the whole shows on my excuse me. I download the whole shows and put it on my YouTube. Penguin's Igloo. It's Pingwin, and that's the name of my clothing line. And I want to tell you this, bro. Like there are onlookers who would see the video but don't want to tap in to show support, and I realize that. So we're in the crab in the bucket life. You know what I mean? So when they see, especially two males, and then it's not like we're on here just degrading people. We're actually trying to come up with solutions and perspectives and actually saying what we noticed and this, that, and the third. But once again, they'd rather share the I'm SING fuck nigga free. They'll rather share that a billion damn times instead of engaging and actually sharing.
Baby mama.
He came back with that. Yes, sir. I was gonna do another one on that too myself, man. Like, fuck that. But anyways, I noticed that. You know what I mean? A lot of people would like to look from a distance, but when things pick up, people would like to say, "Well, I've been your biggest supporter. I've been there since day one," and that's what irks my nerves. Like, people would see things, but they don't want to engage it then, but they'll come speak to you because what we talk about isn't popular. It's popular, but it'll get you banned. It'll get you shunned. It'll get you name called. It'll get you shamed. So, it's regardless if the views wasn't up there or not, bro, I promise you, they was watching. They don't, they don't want to show support.
I've had my run-ins. I have had. I get stopped. I'm not gonna lie. I get show love. I get stopped at the gas station. And these are not people who I even know were even in tune. And they'll tell me their favorite episode. They'll tell me what spot they're like. I'm like, I didn't even know you watching. But I learned because I wrote a book on social. I learned from Gary V. Gary V said, it doesn't matter. Just keep going. He said, because if one ever go,
most definitely.
All it takes is one to go.
Most definitely.
All the rest of them going.
Most definitely. So now it's just building up the catalog, and I love and I respect you for that, brother. Yeah, we need more of this. We need more of this because we could be out there shooting up shit, gang bang. You feel me? Like, we could be out there being deadbeat. We could be out there doing bull crap. Yeah, we're trying to put out the word. We're trying to develop this black male content, this black male station, this black male for black males with black males. Because we all we got in most cases. Because we need each other, whether we want to believe it or not. We all we got.
That's it. But all right, guys, you tune in. Hit that like and that share button. Marco, don't leave that. Hey guys, hit that like and that share button. Thank you guys for watching. I want to thank the guests. If you ain't hit that like and that share button, the heart, leave a comment. Then you guys think. Check out all Marco. All the information will be up above. Check out his information. Hit him up. Check his podcast out. Check out his podcast. Check out his music. See what Marco got going on. Tap in. Cause we definitely gonna be setting up that. We definitely gonna be having a. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I know I'm gonna call it men versus women. Then versus now. Back then you didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. I don't know what we're gonna call it, but it's gonna be a great episode. They already down. I'm probably gonna need about one more female and one more male to come on, and we're gonna have a great discussion within reason. Everybody be respectful, and just like that, guys. Episode, well, I don't know. I think episode 86. I don't know, guys. I'm knocking these things out.
I think you said 86. Yeah, you said 86.
Episode 86,
maybe 87.
guys.
86.
I don't know. Hey, if you pushing, keep on pushing. Hey, guys, like that share button. Marvinsportsandlife, we out, baby.
Yes, sir.